Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video all about how I fix broken makeup, whether that's a product that has dried out or that's a product that has shattered. I'm going to be showing you all the different ways that I know of fixing the makeup that I've tried. So if you'd like to see how I fix my makeup so that I can keep using it even though it's been broken and so that I don't waste product, extend the life of a product despite it drying out or something like that, then please keep on watching. Hey guys, so you're on my desk right now. I'm just going to show you how I clean my makeup before we get into things because I have this empty compact that I've panned. This was my Urban Decay Beached bronzer, and I used all of the product up. Hello, that's you. And so I'm going to show you how I clean makeup. You can clean makeup while it still has product in it. Like I could clean this like dirty lid on this little highlighter here, but I'm going to be showing you on this bronzer today just because I'm going to be using this empty compact and repurposing it now that it's all cleaned out. So what I'm going to get is a tissue. You can also use any cloth. I just happen to have a tissue next to me, and in this bottle I put masking tape on it. It's a old NYX setting spray bottle, but I've just put some isopropyl alcohol in there, and all I'm going to do is get this and just kind of rub down the outside of the container. It is taking off that original Urban Decay Beached bronzer like design on it, so if you have products that you are fond of the design, do keep that in mind. I have tried this on some of my Too Faced palettes, and it did take out, I'll show you, I tried it on this Too Faced Semi Sweet palette, and it kind of removed the gold lettering on the inside a bit one time. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it didn't take off the design on the outside though. But yeah, just something to keep in mind when you are using alcohol, that it can kind of deteriorate print on some packaging, as it just did on the front of that, but that's okay. I want to like sanitize this and make sure it's nice and clean, so I'm just going to go on the inside. There was lots of like bronzer that was like rubbed on the inside of this compact, so I just want to really clean it out using the tissue and the alcohol. The alcohol kind of breaks down the it gets rid of all germs, and also it breaks down any like oils that are on the actual pan. So now the pan is looking nice and clean. I want to really get in there and make sure it's totally clean because I would like this to be nice and sanitary. So I'm really getting into all the corners, really getting in there and making sure all the bronzer is cleaned out. Even though it was panned, the oils from your skin can kind of stick the bronzer or like product to the pan. This is totally clean now. I'm very satisfied with that. That looks so nice. And now I have this empty compact, and what I'm going to do is I have this highlighter, and I'm going to repress this highlighter. This you've seen me use in so many tutorials. This is MAC Soft and Gentle. This container is so busted. Usually when I repress a product, I repress it into the original packaging it comes in, but this actual original packaging is such a mess that I'm going to clean it out completely. So I'm going to take out this little, it kind of has like this grid on the inside, and I'm going to break off all the highlight from the grid. There's like a little bit of highlight left on there, and I'm going to break that off into the new container. And then inside the actual highlighter, you can see there's a load of like bits of highlight that's like crumbling, and it's like kind of stuck to glue on the inside of the pan. And I'm going to clean that out with this pair of tweezers and repress it into the new pan. So I'll show you that now. I'm just doing this on my Little Mermaid placemat, lol. But yeah, this is what the highlighter looks like. It has this like gluey stuff to keep that old grid in there. So this is like the glue on the inside, but there's still lots of like, this is a piece of highlight, and I don't want to waste the product, so I'm going to try and clean out as much highlight as I can and try and separate it from the glue and repress the highlight into the palette. I'm not going to keep the grid attached. I'm just like going to clean it off the grid, so I'll do that now. So I'm just going to scrape off the highlight pretty gently, just clean it off into the new container. It's looking pretty good. I'll just pop it through. It is a bit messy, so that's why I'm doing it over this placemat. And you could do this over a piece of paper if you wanted, and like cleanly transfer any like fallen highlight or product or whatever back into the pan. I'm just not going to because I don't really care that much. But yeah, this is like a way that I get the most out of products. Once they hit a certain point of like being panned, and there's like a lot of pan showing in the middle, and all the product is like around the sides of it like this, I sometimes find it difficult to get product out of the sides of product like this, and so that's when I like to repress, or a lot of the time products smash and then I repress them. But yeah, today I'm just repressing a product that I find is becoming difficult to use. So I'm just going to get all these little bits of highlight and try not to get this like glue stuff from the bottom. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. If there's a bit of glue in there, it's not the biggest deal. I'm just trying to separate it from the glue on the bottom of this MAC product, the MAC pan. Okay, I feel like that's pretty well cleared out. So this is like the messy old MAC packaging. And then this is it now in the new pan. I'm just going to crush up any bits. So it's one little mashed up piece of powder in there. You don't only have to do this with highlights. You can do this with bronzers, eyeshadows, blushes, any powder products really. I do this with. I just happen to have a highlight today. So now that I have it kind of mashed up a bit, kind of evenly distributed into the new pan, or the original pan, depending on what you're doing, I'm just going to pour a little bit of the alcohol into the pan. Oops, that was a lot. I am not very perfect when it comes to doing this. I'm not a pro, so this is just how I do it. I'm going to use this little spatula actually because I feel like it's going to be easier to use. This is actually like a glitter and pigment applicator from Essence. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to mash so that all of the bits of highlight are broken up and mashed into the liquid. So I have this like sludgy highlight liquid. And yeah, I do this with pressed powders. I do this with blushes. I do it with highlights, just any products. I know some people like press the actual highlight after, or the actual product after. I don't press it after. I just like let it dry, and however hard it's pressed, that's it. So I don't really press these very firmly. I just like to use the alcohol to make it dry into the new compact and like kind of re-solidify. I'm not a real pro at like making the powder like a particular density, if that makes sense. Like some people get a paper and like kind of a tissue and like press it on the top to like make sure it's like firmly in there. I just re-wet it, make sure it's all mashed in, and then leave it to set, and then whatever density it sets at is fine for me. It does sometimes change the like hardness of the product. Like some products, after I press them, they become like looser and more fluffy and like, I don't know, more powdery products, but you know, that's fine with me. So I'm just patting this around in the pan. It's looking really good. I'm trying to like make sure it's even so that there's not like a really high amount of highlight in one area and just a really sludgy amount in the other. So I do give it a good mix, and it's very easy. This is like the easy way to like repress a product. If I had a powder and I just wanted to like make sure it wasn't like falling everywhere and getting messy every time I use it, this is how I do it. Yeah, I mainly do this to like make my makeup a little bit more tidy, and so it's not like crumbling each time I use it. It just makes it easier to use. I feel like that's mashed enough. It's not perfect. Like I could have really gone in and crushed it perfectly. But I don't really mind. And if this breaks again, I can always just repress it again. So yeah, now all I'm gonna do now is there's this like liquidy stuff in there. I'm just going to leave it in there over like probably like 24 hours, maybe even less, and the alcohol will dry out, and I'll just be left with my highlight repressed into this new compact that I've repurposed. And I like this compact as well. I chose this one because it has a mirror on the inside, whereas the old one didn't have a mirror. So that's why I chose this one out of all the compacts that I've panned recently. Also, I think that the pan size was appropriate to pan this into, like to repress this into, because this is kind of like a larger pan size. And I feel like I've given this highlight a new life. So yeah, when this dries out, all the alcohol will disappear and I'll just be left with the highlight. And also alcohol kind of kills any bacteria, so I'm not worried about this being like unhygienic or anything, because this is going to be like, it's set with alcohol. So yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that now and I'll show you that when it's dried. Okay, so next I have this Super Shock cheek product. This is from Colourpop and it's super old. You may have seen this a lot of times on my channel before, but this is the shade Flexitarian, which is definitely one of my favorites. It's a really pigmented, intense kind of icier highlight that I have. And as you can see, there's a lot of pan showing in the middle, which I find a little bit difficult to access with a brush, because I always find that I'm just dipping into the like bare pan rather than the actual product. So I'm going to show you how I like kind of repress Colourpop Super Shock products. I feel like these are really easy to repress, and sometimes if you drop a Super Shock product, it can smash or like crumble, and this is how I would fix them. These are so easy to fix. You don't need to add anything. I'm just going to grab this lid because it's like a large circular shape and I feel like I'm going to be able to press this in. I'm just going to cover it with a tissue, but you don't have to. You can get anything. You could use your fingers really. And I'm just going to press down on the product to kind of press it flat in the pan again. And so as you can see, it's kind of like flattening out and becoming one product again. This product was starting to crumble at the edges. And if you feel like your product has dried out too much, what you can do is you can grab a little bit of an oil. I know a lot of people use like argan oils and stuff like that with their Super Shock ColourPop products, and that just kind of re-moistens the product again. I personally use up my ColourPop products before they get to that stage, just because I do go through my makeup pretty quickly. But if you do need to, revive a drying out product from ColourPop, I do recommend using the oil, because apparently that works with the formula of ColourPop products. I do sanitize my ColourPop products with alcohol again, just the isopropyl alcohol that I showed you earlier. You can purchase that anywhere. Like, I just purchased mine from like a hardware store, but you can get them from like, I don't know, isopropyl alcohols like everywhere. It's like a cleaning supply. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that is repressed. I might just mash a little bit more together, because I'd like to get rid of that little hole of pan. Oh no, it's like I've never panned this product. No, but the layer on the bottom of this product is now super thin, so yeah, I'm just pressing it in. It's super easy. You could do this with your fingers. Like, this product is so malleable and soft. You could really just like mash that together with your fingers if you wanted. It's so easy. So yeah, you don't have to use like a lid or something the way I'm doing. How beautiful. I just feel like doing that. But yeah, I really like this highlight, and the flat lid makes it like look a little bit more, professional, because it's all flat again. But you can use whatever you want. Just your fingers, or you could do a lipstick, like the bottom, like the base of like a lip gloss, and just like press it round and round and round, whatever you want. But yeah, I'm happy with the way that looks. You can sanitize these, and I'll do that with you guys now actually. I just keep it in a spray bottle because it's so easy to use. I just go, and I don't actually like let this air dry out. I just put the lid back on, and it smells a little bit of alcohol the next time I use it, but then it goes away after time. So yeah, I do regularly sanitize all my products, and actually I might like clean the outside of this as well, because it's kind of dirty looking. But yeah, I'm not concerned with this becoming like too drenched in alcohol, because I just spritzed it on the top. I didn't really like go in for it, you know what I mean? I'm also going to clean the inside window. So I'm just going to clean, this is how I clean my makeup. I literally just use tissues or like rags or whatever, and alcohol, just to like neaten them up. I don't do it regularly because who cares, but also like it is nice, and it's so satisfying when you clean products and make them look all nice again. So just get through all those little turns there. And on the inside of the lid, that's super messy. Let's clean that out. It's just like satisfying to get all the products looking clean again. I'll show you guys a hack also with how I clean my eyeshadow palettes in a second, but yeah, that's how I'd clean a lid like that. That's pretty clean, and it gets me so excited about a product to have it looking all like fresh and new again. It's just like new. It's so exciting. It's like I just bought it all over again, and I feel like it gives it a new lease of life in my collection. So what I was talking about with the eyeshadow palettes, the way I clean those is I'll get the palette, and inside, see how it's really messy in between each kind of like shadow? What I'll do is I'll get the tissue, and I'll cover something that's flat. For example, this lid, and this lid is larger than the actual palette. And then I'll spray the palette. This sanitizes not only the areas around the eyeshadow, but the actual eyeshadows themselves. And then I'll get something flat and rub it down the centers, because it's kind of difficult to get a little piece of tissue and like scrub every in between. And so by getting like a larger, flatter surface that's larger than each pan, so you're not like accidentally digging into the eyeshadow pan. Like if you used like a lip gloss, you maybe like would accidentally like dip into an eyeshadow pan. I try and use something like a little bit larger, and I just do gentle and firm strokes down the center in between all the palettes. So I'll go off camera, or actually I'll do a time lapse. That'll be cute. So yeah, that's my time lapse. And as you can see, the palette is a fair bit cleaner. You can also just go in directly with the cloth, but it takes a little bit more time to just like get the cloth. You can either spray the alcohol on the cloth or directly on the palette. I do a combo, and then you can get in like little precise areas just to touch up any areas that are still a little bit dirty that you would like to give a little bit more like scrub a dub to. But yeah, that's how I clean my eyeshadow palettes, and I showed you how I clean my compacts earlier. That's about it. Okay, so I have the tiniest amount of product left in my ColourPop brow gel. This is the brow pomade from ColourPop in the shade Black and Brown, and I've pretty much used all of it up, but the remaining amount of product in the bottom of this little tub here is so stiff because it's literally so dried out and almost gone. But I want to use up the remaining amount of product, so I'll show you how I revive this little cracked up and dried up little piece of gel, because in my life, no product goes to waste. So I'll show you how I use this. So I've just put that eyeliner into the microwave. I don't know if you can see that in there. Actually, it's not an eyeliner, it's a brow pomade, but you can do this with eyeliners, you can do this with any cream eyeshadows. I just take the lid off, chuck it in the microwave, and it kind of revives the product again. It's super easy. I don't put any metal in the microwave, obviously. That's why I've taken the lid off, because the metal, like there's like a little foil thing in the lid, so that can't go in the microwave. But yeah, I've just put the little glass thing in there, and it's just going round and round. And yeah, sorry, my hand's covered in highlight. I was just filming. But yeah, it's revived again. It's soft and damp again. And it's got a new lease on life. I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I learnt this little like microwaving hack recently from Wayne Goss. He'd actually posted the video ages ago, but I only like discovered it recently, and I'm obsessed with it. He also recommends using a hairdryer or placing the product on a like flat iron. Sometimes I place this on the heater in my room in winter to like warm it up, and then I feel like it's a little bit more like malleable and I'm able to use it better. But yeah, that is a tip that I found really, really helpful, and I'll link his video in the description box down below because it's an amazing resource in my opinion. But yeah, I can't wait to use the rest of this up. It's gonna be so satisfying when it's like all nice and clean. Okay, so some time has passed and this product is now dry in the little Urban Decay Beach Bronzer Compact, and I'm so obsessed with this texture. Like, how stunning has this turned out? Hi. I just think it looks absolutely stunning. If I did crush this product up, it would not have come out with the texture. It would have been more smooth and flat, but I'm actually really happy that I didn't, because I think this texture looks really cool. But I'm going to swatch it on camera with you guys. I'm just going to grab my finger. This product is a bit more powdery and softer than originally, but I don't feel like that detracts from the product at all. Sometimes I feel like that can kind of not be my favorite thing with blushes or bronzers, but with highlights, I feel like this always works, and I'm always fine with that with like powder products, like pressed powders. I always like think that's fine with pressed powders and highlights. The product still swatches fine, it still works fine. The product is sanitary. If this does break again, or if anything falls out, I can always repress it by just giving another spray with the alcohol, and it will become like re-melted down again and become slushy again, and then I'll let it re-dry again. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this came out. This product now has a new lease on life, and I'm so excited to get into it again, because this is becoming really hard to use, and I think it looks really nice now, and it even has a new texture. And this is like one of my favorite highlights. Like, this shade of like champagne gold is like, in my opinion, one of the most flattering shades of highlight for my skin tone. So I'm really excited to get more use out of my favorite product again. Yay! Also, I wanted to mention that I'm not the inventor of these tips. There are so many videos on YouTube about people like, especially pressing products, that I think are way better than the way that I press products. This is like the lazy girl way to do it. But if you would like to see someone a little bit more professional or a little bit more experienced in repressing products, definitely have a Google around, have a YouTube around, because a lot of people have like really cool techniques on like how to repress product. And yeah, I think it's really interesting. So have a Google if you'd like to see more about that. And yeah, those are all the ways that I know how to fix my makeup. If you know any ways that I haven't mentioned in this video, or any tips that you would like to recommend, please leave them in the comments down below. I only recently learned about the microwave tip recently, so that's a new one for me, and I hope you guys appreciate it too. Even though, you know, I didn't discover these tips, I felt like it was a fun thing to share and a helpful thing to share, because even though they are like pretty well known, they're not like the most well known. Like, not everyone knows how to do these things, so I thought I'd share that with you guys today. But please share any tips that you might have known about, or that you think I've missed out on or forgotten to include down below in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I upload very frequently. If you'd like to see the makeup look that I'm wearing on my face right now, I've already uploaded this kind of reverse lash line, not reverse lash line, reverse cat eye eye makeup tutorial on my channel. If you'd like to check that out, you can go and see how I did this look. So yeah, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. You can also click the join button down below to become a paid member on my channel to see more exclusive content from me, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!